Hey guys, this is T here. I wanted to just talk quickly about a device I've been using, and no doubt you probably heard about it online or in somewhere in the pipeline. Um, as soon as I had my eyes on it 2 years before it became FDA certified, and as soon as it became FDA certified, my doctor sat on it for a while until he said eventually, when there was a sale, he told me go for it, then order it, and I did. It's pricey, but I got a good discount from it because of the sale, and I have it. So what it is the Fisher Wallace stimulator. Now, obviously, this is not a sponsored video, and this is not an endorsement in any way. I don't know anything about the company, the people. When I say that, I mean like I don't have any affiliation with them. Okay, so this is what it is. It's a Fisher Wallace stimulator. You can check it out on their website to see what it does. But I've done electroshock therapy before, but this is not the same thing. Obviously, um, it does run electricity through your brain, so you do get some form of electro therapy. And we tried it. I decided, let me try it. And the funny thing or the interesting thing is that it actually worked. As complex as my MDD is, it actually worked to resolve some of my major symptoms, and that includes reducing the intensity and frequency of the morbid thoughts that I have. I still get them now, and I think that I don't use it much anymore, and that has a lot to do with my situation, with along with the medications and stuff I'm taking. Some people, I don't know much about anybody else who's used it in the private sector other than the people on camera in the ads. So yeah, it's simple. This is just a battery compartment here. I think it's AA, two AA's, and this clip, which is actually really robust, to be honest. And this is not a review, by the way, guys. Mine looks a little different from what it naturally came with, because what was here is there was nothing here. It was just the two holes, and you would take the wire that goes to these pads, right? So you get two pads with sponges. I ordered extra sponges, so I have a bag of sponges there, and the pads are just plastic, and at the back was an insulated piece here. Obviously some things have gone on, and I'll just quickly tell you why I had to do this. The wires are pretty long, right? And they push them into here and to the leads, and that's it. It didn't matter what side, left or right is, as in like when you put it on your head. When you start it, the green light comes on, right? And once there's once you roll it up, there's switches on the side. These start to light up, going up in terms of the output, and they tell you in the manual how to start off and how to go ahead and that kind of thing. It has a timer built in, so after 20 minutes it cuts off, right? The reason I have done this is I have a background in tech and modding things and all that stuff, so this was not an issue for me. But what happened is eventually it stopped working, right? And no matter what I did, it just wouldn't work. So eventually I had to order a new set of the pads, and like it comes along. Actually, I had to order the wires, because this is a snap-on thing here underneath this blue tack that I put. So you snap on the wire, and then you plug it back in, and it was fine. I ordered an extra pair of wires just in case as well, until I realized when it happened again, and this is maybe 3 months apart that it happened. I discovered that inside the wire, when I decided to open it up, inside the actual cables, the wire was corroded on the inside. So it wasn't a problem with the actual the whatever connectors, right? It wasn't a problem with the connectors here either. It's a problem with the wires, and the quality of the wires, I don't know what was causing it. Bottom line is that I don't know if it's because this gets wet. You have to you can either dunk them in water, which is how they advertise it, or I just use a spray bottle and spray it till it gets soaked. But you need it to get pretty wet, all right? Otherwise, it stings a little bit, right? So you get a strap with it, right? Mine's a little dingy now. I have to wash it, but it's lasted. So this is just fine. This is Velcro that holds it, all right? And you just put it on your head, and you put the two pads either side of your head on your temple area, and you just run it. And while it's running, there's a reason there's a clip. You could just stick it on your shirt, stick it in your pocket. I put it on my chain sometimes, and you could go about doing what you want to do, literally. The only issue is that while it's happening, you get lights flashing at the back of your eyes. So if that actually is disorienting you, I'd suggest just sitting down and, you know, watching something, or just closing your eyes, which makes that lights behind your eyes thing a little worse. So you'll find a way. It's not so bad to say it's a big problem. I'm just saying that that's a real issue that happens with it. But anyway, bottom line is, I got fed up of the wire thing, so I decided to actually open up the module. I didn't interfere with any of the circuitry. I left the two leads that are on the inside. There are two metal prongs, and I bypassed them entirely, and I carried these wires. These are much more robust, right? And I put them underneath the circuit board and soldered them directly to the where the leads are coming out. So it's not going to pull out at all, and these wires are very reliable. I use them for different things, and I have it as a connector here, so that I can have the pads removable, right? And they come at the connector. So once I put them in, I just connect it, and it works perfectly. The reason I have this is because eventually one of the wires burst off of the connector, and that was due to the corrosion of the wire going all the way up. So it just couldn't hold on anymore, and it burst. So instead of changing all the wires all the time, I said, you know what, I'm gonna just jerry rig my thing, and I put soldered the connector back onto the wire myself. And initially I used tape, Gorilla tape, to hold it, which worked, but it made it really sticky, and then eventually I had to take it off when I made changes. So eventually I just put some blue tack, and now I covered it with some clear tape just to hold, because it gets wet. The whole thing gets wet, so you have to, you know, factor that in, right? But other than that, it stings a little bit sometimes, especially when it's slipping out of the strap. You'll feel it. You'll start to feel a kind of, it feels like someone is tapping you on the side of your head with their finger pretty heavily. And it's kind of interesting how much power this thing can put out, because I remember once I was wearing it and one fell out while I was using it, and I instinctively went to grab it, and the shock that I got from it, I'm not kidding you, it actually like knocked my hand back you know, a little bit. And I was like, it's kind of like not as hard as if you put your hand on a plug outlet and you touch one of the leads. It's not as hard as that, but it's like about maybe 1/5, a quarter of that. So it does have a lot of power, but I don't know what the conditions are for, you know, for that to happen. That has only ever happened once. So I'm not saying that it will happen to you. I'm saying that that has happened to me, and that woke me up to the I respect it. Let's say that I respect it, right? It works. I can't tell you it's a gimmick. I can't tell you it's but I can't tell you that it's just another product to make money. I know there are other products like this that advertise a lot. I have never tested them, so I don't know. But I used this one, and it worked, right? I cannot say it'll work for you, because I don't know. And I don't even know how it worked for me. I just know that it worked. And the reason I stopped using it is because I found that when we started to change up my medical regime, when I was using it the way I was using it, it was like at the frequency that I was using it, I found it was interfering with what the medication was doing. And slowly, after over a period of time, I found less and less that I didn't use it, and therefore, you know, that was it. To be honest, I used it up to a couple days ago, just to like, because I was going into my down cycle, just to see if it'll help. I'm not sure if it did, because in the down cycles it's so hard to see a difference unless it's major, you know. So I can't tell you I would recommend it. I would say if you're thinking about it and you have this condition, talk to your doctor, because I I can actually say that it's not a gimmick, right? And for me, it worked. That's all I could say about it, right? I'm not gonna say get it or whatever. I know they have a second version that's being planned. I don't think I'm gonna go after it, not now at least. As long as this one works, I'm gonna stick with this one unless, for example, like we detect that this is something I need to use long term, and then I might consider the second version, which hopefully will do away with the annoyances and the issues of the first version, right? But I just wanted to share that with you. Fisher Price, what is it? Fisher Wallace, sorry, Fisher Fisher Wallace stimulator, right? And it's a real product, and it's there's real science behind it, and I could attest to that. It has helped me in my MDD, and I can attest to that. That's the most I can say. Side effects, none really so far. Most side effects you get, they go away when you turn it off, which is the blinking lights, and I've never gotten headaches from it. Some people said that the headaches are a side effect. I've never gotten that. Yes, I did get the burning sensation sometimes on the where you have it. Eventually that went away. It wasn't terrible. And on top, yes, I did get some skin peeling in that area too, but nothing terrible, like, oh my gosh, what's going on with you kind of thing. So, those are the side effects that I got. Your mileage may differ or vary, but bottom line is, once you take it off, at least for me, those annoyances go away, and that's what I can attest for. So I'm not going any further. I'm gonna leave it right here, and check it out. Talk to your doctor about it and check it out, and yeah, so bring it up in your next session. Talk to him about it and see, right? So I'm out for now. Just to verify, I'm not, and I'm neither endorsing nor denouncing this product. I'm only telling you what I've used, and that it has worked for me. So yeah, that's all I can say. Right? I have no affiliation with the company whatsoever. Okay. All right, guys. I'll talk to you in the next video, and I hope I mentioned that you can get replacement parts. I think you can get replacements for almost anything, because they were able to send me the wires, and I think on this site I saw that they have the replacements for these plastic things. I think, I don't hold me to that, but I know for sure you can get the wires, and you can get these sponges that obviously they come flat, so you could get a whole bunch in a bag, and these last for a long time, right? These last for a long time. And I'll tell you a quick trick. When it starts to get dirty because of sweat and whatever over a period of time, you don't have to replace the whole thing. First of all, obviously, yes, you can turn it over, use the other side. And in case you're wondering, I should have done this. There's a metal plate, obviously, yes, on the inside, right? That's how it makes contact, which is why you have to really get it wet, right? I would suggest dumping it in some water instead of spraying it, unless you really soak it, right? But yeah, what you can do when it gets grungy, a little bit, like this is kind of newish, but you could see some tarnishing on it, and this one's drier. What I did is I cut off I just cut off the surface area of it, like I leave enough of it, and then get a clean surface if you want to prolong it. Now, whether or not that is a bad idea or a good idea, that's up to Fisher Wallace to tell you. I don't know, but most companies might just tell you, no, don't do that, just order it. But I didn't have any negative effects when I did it. So anyway, guys, let me if I in my next video, if I think of anything I missed out here, I'll mention it. But for now, yeah, just talk to your doctor about it, and I hope that if you get it, that it definitely does work for you. I hope so. Okay, guys, take care.